be 250,000. There will be 250,000 Kenyan workers going to Germany from the year 2024 and beyond. And this is why you need to listen to this video to the end, because I'm going to give you the details of the contract or the partnership which was signed between the Kenyan government and the German government about labor migration from Kenya to Germany, or from Germany to Kenya, because this is a partnership whereby they'll collaborate in the whole process. So watch this video to the end, because I'm going to read what the news says about the whole issue. I've gone through different news outlets to try and piece this information together, so that I know sometimes news becomes so sensational, and sometimes you might be lost in between the news. So I'm just basically going to quote what the different news outlets reported about the whole issue, as we wait for the official communication from the Kenyan government. I know they are going to release a communication about the whole thing, but basically we can get a few things here and there from the communication which was shared by the Kenyan government and online. So the title from the BBC is Germany to welcome 250,000 Kenyans in labor deal. I know it's sensational. 250,000 is not in a short duration of time, might be in 3 or 4 years. So, but you can take advantage of these opportunities once they arise, because they have already taken 5 drivers to test run or to pilot this plan to see whether it's something which can be done effectively. So Germany has agreed to So Germany has agreed to open doors to 250,000 skilled and semi-skilled Kenyan workers in a controlled, targeted labor migration deal. So as you can see, it's 250,000 skilled and semi-skilled. So it means those are people who have done vocational training. Those are people with diplomas, crafts, certificates, maybe from different institutions. That can be maybe something like plumbing, carpentry, tailoring, joinery, building technology, and also people who have gotten university degrees in different fields, maybe in engineering, computer science, different courses. Mostly, I usually say, because these are mostly jobs in the STEM sector, the ones which are targeted in these deals. Kenya is struggling with increasing difficulties in providing work and sufficient income for its young professionals, while Germany is facing a shortage of skilled labor. So there is an imbalance in the two different countries, whereby Kenya has an oversupply of workers, whereas Germany is struggling to fill labor gaps, whereby you find that they are not having enough plumbers, they are not having enough truck drivers, they are not having enough nurses. And this is why they are saying they want to strike a deal, where they've already struck a deal whereby they'll push for this to be done in a structured way, protecting at the same time protecting the interests of both countries, especially Kenya, because we know the labor, we know the healthcare sector. We can easily fall into a brain drain in the healthcare sector, especially for nurses and doctors. So 5 Kenyan drivers have already been welcomed into Flensburg in the north of Germany in a pilot project. So the Kenyan president had traveled with 5 German drivers to be trained on how to become drivers in Germany. So that means also people in semi-skilled sectors like drivers, name them, all those occupations which we call semi-skilled, they are going to get opportunities once this deal is put into effect. So you need to put your ear on the ground and listen and watch for the news and see what is being said or see what is happening. So this might mean you visit the labor ministry to see the progress of this program, or you keep tap into the news maybe by following this channel, because I'm always following all the news about immigration, and I'll be posting these things once they are they are posted online, so that you take advantage of them. The other day I was talking about a German green card, which is called Chance Kate, and the people are already applying. Someone contacted me and told me they have an interview for the German chance card. So you can check another video, which I usually put them here, so that you see how you can immigrate to Germany using the chance card if you attain the required points, at least 6 points. So let's continue. Migration agreements are a central pillar in German government's efforts to curb immigration. So let's continue. Let me try to minimize the screen. The agreement will also simplify the repatriation of Kenyans who are in Germany without legal permission. So you see, these labor immigration, all these pacts, all these agreements, they cut both ways. Can be disadvantageous for you or advantageous. So in this case, it will ease the repatriation, that is deportation of Kenyans who are living in Germany illegally without papers. So if you're a person who is in Germany or you intend to live in Germany illegally, this might disadvantage you, can push you into going back to your home country, because it will ease the process so that the people who are living in Germany illegally are repatriated or deported. That basically means deportation. Let's continue. Immigration is a huge issue in Germany at the moment following the rise of popularity of a far-right anti-immigration party. This is a sentiment which is happening across the world, whereby many parties, those are political parties, are expressing anti-migrant sentiments. And Germany is not an exception. There are far-right groups and political parties which are anti-immigrants, and you might find yourself suffering the consequences of political machinations, whereby the political establishments are trying to some push and pull about immigrants. So you might suffer that. So you need to put that in mind while traveling to any foreign country, especially the Western world, because there is increasing anti-migrant feelings or sentiments in the populace. So successive governments in Berlin, that is Germany, have allowed a relatively large number of asylum seekers to settle in the country in recent years. And we've seen different people from different countries, especially the war-torn countries like Syria. Very many people have settled in Germany in the form of refugees. And I'm talking millions, maybe 2 million, 3 million refugees have settled in the past 2 years. Also from the war in Ukraine. More than a million Ukrainians traveled to Germany and settled there from the war-ravaged country. So let's continue. Germany took in more than 1 million people, mostly fleeing war in countries such as Syria during the 2015-2016 migrant crisis, and has received 1.2 million Ukrainians since Russia's full-scale invasion began in February 2022. The labor deal was signed in Berlin by Germany Chancellor Olaf Scholz and Kenya's President William Ruto. So let me tell you, once you see these agreements being signed, it's high time for you to go and learn the German language. And you can start with the lowest level, which is, I believe, A1, all the way to C2. And in between, you might qualify for immigration using different pathways. And this, let me take this opportunity to tell registered nurses, it's high time you went and studied German language, because German language is a requirement for you to be able to work in Germany as a registered nurse. So you can go to, I believe, Alliance Francaise and see what the packages they have. I know it's a little bit expensive to do the courses, but it's doable. Within a duration of maybe 6 months, you might be able to do all the stages if you are good in each and every stage. Can take 3 or 4 months for you to be able to get a certificate in that sector. Authorities in Berlin will also consider extending temporary resident permits for Kenyan workers who have secured an approved job. That is about a consideration, it's not a promise, so we cannot bang on considerations. We need tangible. I hope to see the communication itself or the agreement itself to be able to know what it entails, because that is a flimsy kind of a statement, because the Berlin government or the authorities in Berlin are the ones who are going to see whether they will allow you to leave, or you need to leave, or you need to exit the country at the expiry of your stay if you have an approved job. Kenyans will also be issued with long-term visas to study or do vocational training in Germany. So for those people who are young, you can take advantage of what we call sometimes apprenticeship. Maybe in companies, there are different engineering companies in Germany which require, like Zugzwangler, those companies from Germany, those companies sometimes they require vocational training or apprenticeship students to go and do apprenticeship in Germany and earn some salary. And that can result in you getting some permanent stay in that country. So you need to explore that once this agreement comes into full force. And in 1 or 2 years, you find very many Kenyans getting this opportunity. On the expiry of the long-term stay visa, Kenyans may receive temporary residence permit for study purposes in Germany for up to 2 years. So on the expiry of any long-term stay, you can easily get a study permit to be able to study and live in Germany. The temporary residence permit may be extended if the purpose of residence has not yet been achieved, but it's achievable within a reasonable period. That, again, is an ambiguous statement. According to the deal, IT specialists from Kenya will be allowed to enter and work in Germany even if they do not have formal qualifications. So for those people who have done courses in IT, for example, you've gone to boot camps, you've become an IT specialist, proper computer programming, application development, all those things related to the IT field. You can easily get jobs in Germany companies and be able to immigrate to Germany without even having that degree or diploma, provided that you are good at maybe software development, name them, all those things in the IT field, provided you can do them comfortably, you can easily secure a job. And the good thing with these jobs is just that you can do these jobs without speaking the language, without speaking the German language. So those people in the IT field, those people are saying they are not able to get jobs in the country, you can easily get jobs in Germany once this deal is brought to action. Both governments will support the immigration of skilled workers who have finished vocational training or earned a university degree as long as their qualifications are recognized by the relevant authorities of the other party. So this is both ways, but I'm talking about Kenyans who want to immigrate to Germany. If your qualifications is recognized, and that is why I usually say, make sure that make sure that your qualifications are recognized, and there is a process for each and every profession which wants to immigrate to Germany. For example, for nurses, there is a recognizing body for registered nurses in Germany, whereby you need to be recognized so that you be able to work in that country. And mostly is a nursing body in the different countries. So also Germans who have qualifications which are recognized in Kenya will have the opportunity to go to Kenya and work as a specialist. The deal also includes provisions for the readmission and return of citizens between the two nations. It spells out guidelines to prevent and fight against labor exploitation, forced labor, and human trafficking. That's obvious. While welcoming the 5 Kenyan drivers in Felsberg on Thursday, the minister said Germany was in need of hard-working hands and clever minds. So that signals they want people who are skilled and semi-skilled and also have the attitude. And the Kenyans do not disappoint because Kenyans are known to be hard workers once they get into a foreign country. We simply, I quote, we simply have to position ourselves in Germany in such a way that it's attractive to come here, Mansden added. The drivers are the first batch of Kenyan workers who will be trained by the active bus company in a pilot project. So those 5 drivers who traveled with the president of Kenya to Germany will be the ones who pilot this program and see whether it's workable. But Kenyans, let me reiterate, are known to be hard workers. They don't relent. Once they get into foreign countries, they work hard for their money. The International Labour Organization, which is ILO, said the deal was expected to significantly increase the access to decent foreign jobs for Kenyan workers in Germany and address labor shortages in Germany because there is that labor imbalance between the two countries. On the other side, there are concerns about brain drain in Kenya with professionals like doctors and nurses going abroad for jobs. That has been a discussion which has been held, but because people are not able to get jobs, so it's better for these people to immigrate to the places where there are jobs, and that they increase the foreign currency inflow into the country. So those people who are getting jobs in maybe Germany or other countries increase the amount of money they send back home, and that also builds into the economy and we are hoping that we'll have checks and balances so that we do not have a brain drain whereby the healthcare centers or the healthcare facilities are not left without staff because of these targeted immigration of different cadres to Germany. Roslyn Njogu, a senior foreign affairs official, said Kenya was simply responding to the global labor market demands. I know that is political, but simply, the world has become a village whereby Kenya as a country cannot isolate itself from the global labor market. So Kenyans, we need to push more people or expertise into different parts of the world whereby we also learn new things and bring that expertise back home. Because these doctors will go and learn new things, and there is a possibility of idea exchange between Kenyan doctors and the German doctors, whereby they learn new things, new ways of doing things, and that is a growth, that is a positive on the side of Kenyans. We have a youth bulge in Kenya, and every year we have 1 million people joining the local labor market, and it takes time and resources to create job opportunities at home. That is Roslyn Njogu, who is a senior foreign affairs official in Kenya, talking about the huge number. And you witnessed that during the demonstration or protests which were happening in Kenya. There are so many Kenyans, Kenyan youth who are unemployed, and they would take advantage of these opportunities once they arise. So I hope Kenyans are going to take advantage of this opportunity, and we are hoping that different countries, maybe Germany, maybe even the UK, the US, will consider signing deals with Kenya so that we take more people to those countries so that we ease the current shortage of jobs in Kenya. So thank you very much for watching this video. Watch another video here whereby I will be sharing more information. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up because that apparently helps the YouTube algorithm to push the video further. Thank you.